Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Let me put this picture up here real quick, Riggs, because we about
shit. But just Charlie being here, shit, we done did a hour and 20 minutes.
I know.
Shout out to Charlie, shit.
No, I'm just saying that conversation was lit. But we're about to gravitate to another topic, you guys. So for all you BMF fans, you might recognize this scene from the latest episode, season 4, episode 4. It came on Friday. And it was a really a good episode compared to the other episodes. Reed, let me start with you. How do you feel about this episode? I thought it was good, but the climax wasn't as high as some of the last ones have been, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. It was good, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more, especially with them kind of putting old boy on right now. And what's her name? Lala. What's her name? Is that it?
Oh, you talking about Markeisha?
Yeah, but
the one who played Lala, that's her real
name. Yeah. Especially with her, what I'm saying, getting caught up, what I'm saying, how they caught her up at the little spot and all that type of shit. You feel me? With the little cop situation, you know what I mean? And then when I was just expecting it, like you said, I was expecting the end to be a little bit more or lead up into something a little bit more, you feel me?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yep, I absolutely agree. I was kind of shocked because it's like starting from episode 1, it was really lit, when they were still in Mexico and they were trying to, get out of there, and they still showing like flashbacks of, them when they was trying to get out of Mexico after rescuing Loco. But I don't know. This is episode 4, and I thought it was kind of, I don't want to say dry. I mean, there was a few highlights of the show that I wanted to discuss with you. But and the show is called Power Trippin', you guys, by the way. And as far as the Power Trippin', obviously, for those who watch, that's basically I think T the way he feels about maybe Meech. And how he's always like making all these big decisions without him or not including him in big decisions. I mean, even that moment, Riggs, when he was holding the gun after Loco made those cops or those police, he basically, how you make people dance when you're shooting bullets around their feet.
Yeah.
He was trying to make them dance. He was like, "Here, your turn," and he gave the gun to Meech. And me started doing it too, and it was that sinister look on his face. Did you see that look on his face? Like,
yep,
yeah. And that's when basically Meech has said, after that scene, we hear his voice saying, "Power is the most intoxicating and corruptible shit on the planet. You got to know when to flex it to come out on top, or you end up hurting the wrong people." But how do you feel about the way that he does treat his brother T a lot of the times?
I just kind of started it, Hood Table, starting from the this season with the part 1, so I don't really know the hella background of them, but I do notice that there is like a difference between them. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they're not really on the same page. Getting money and all that, yes, but anything else besides that, really, it seemed like T kind of wants to be the man, you know what I'm saying? Like he want to be the one calling the shots. But T's older though, right?
No, T is actually the baby. He's not the baby because Nikki's the baby. He's the little brother.
Oh, so T is actually younger than Meech.
Yep, it's
He's just
Meech
bigger
and
than
it's
him.
T. Yep. Well, Meech is the one who don't have the glass eye, the messed up eye.
No, I know who Meech
So
is, but
yeah,
I'm
and
just
then
saying when you see them together, it looks like T would be the older brother, especially the way he
kind of
kind of way he
towers over
acts.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything. Yeah, you would think he was the older brother, but yeah, it just
Yep.
seems like he wants to be more the one with the say, and like when Meech kind of does things, it seems like he ain't kind of with how Meech is doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
hmm Absolutely. And yeah, he is the one that he's taller and towering over Meech. But it's like T, the way they first started off, they were kind of on the same page. Meech was already out there getting money. T was at home, the little brother, woo woo. Meech tried to keep him at home, stay at home, woo woo. But then he just wanted to, do what he did. And one day he jumped in the car. You probably heard him say that when he was narrating in the show. Like he said, I don't know what happened. I think this was at the end when he was driving Carter home, and he said, I wonder sometimes what would have happened if I didn't jump in the car with my brother. So yeah, he does look back and reflect sometime, at their past because he's pretty unsure about where they're going. Like you saw how he was asking his baby mama, his ex, to hold his money for him because
Right.
he knows that he can't make this into a career. Hey, Sincere, you back? Hey, boo. But yeah, he said he can't make this into a career, so he's asking her to, hold money for me and shit like that. But one scene of the show. Now this was back in like 93, 94, 95, around these years that they did this show. And in one of the scenes, Meech is trying to get that artist Purdy, to sign with his label.
Right.
And basically, we see what has probably happened hundreds of times with artists back in the day. All their shit is borrowed, rented, clothes, jewelry, cars, all that kind of shit. And so he promised her, you come with our label, everything you get is outright yours. But also, you saw where he had bought her the tickets to the Hip Hop Source Awards, even though her label guy, what's his name, Trail,
Yeah.
he was telling her, you can't go. That's not your lane. You can't cross over. Woo, 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 woo. But the power that Trail was using, don't that sound pretty familiar to the way they treated their artists back in the day?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Aggressive, fighting, threats. I own you. You got a contract. Shit like that. So what did you think about that scene where he
And he
was?
got her off that sugar booger too, though, so he got even more power on her. And got her scared as shit.
He got her real scared. And with that sugar booger, as you were saying, I think, the reason why a lot of that shit was so popular in those circles was because they kind of have more control over those artists when they high all the time,
Yep. And they
Mm-hmm.
was throwing them through the ringer, man. And the thing is it was numbing to the artists. It was almost like, to help them get through the shit that they was going through.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
Mm-hmm.
going through abuse themselves, you feel me? Like even period. So it's like them doing them drugs and shit was more even to kind of mend the bullshit that they going through fucking with these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people, when you listen to some of the ladies from back then, a lot of the ladies who were one hit wonders, and you wonder what the hell happened to them. It was usually because they had to be on drugs, or it was pushed in their face, or
Yep.
the person they were signed to wanted to have sex with them, or wanted to abuse them, or was holding labels and money over their head and shit like that. So I like the fact that they displayed that through the show because that's really what was going on in the 90s a lot.
Well,
So
see, the
yeah.
thing is with the labels, and that's coming from where I'm from, the Bay Area. That's what makes us, kind of popular when it comes to doing the music thing, is because we were big on independent. Being independent artists, meaning
Mhm.
doing our own graphics, pressing our own CDs, selling them out the trunk or whatever, or getting a distribution deal through somebody, but not going really through a record label. You know what I'm saying? Because that labels was on some other shit. and then you was barely getting anything. So say your CD was selling for, $8-10, you was probably making, maybe 10-12 cents off of that shit, fucking with a record label. And like the girl said in there, everything that they do, meaning the videos and all of that, they got to pay for that. So when they start making their money off of their album sales and shit like that, they're gonna recoup all that money from the videos and all that. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? It's like you making the label money more than you making yourself money than anything.
Yep.
And that's why people want their masters. But go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're right about that, about the masters and stuff. And that's why a lot of artists, like after that first, second album, if they get to the second album, they don't usually make it to the next album because they end up owing so much money. And then it was like new artists came through. It was so many artists in the 90s. I mean, hip hop and R&B was the shit. That's
great artists too.
Era. Yes, it's my absolute favorite era, the 90s. But as soon as they saw another person, they automatically, started dealing with that person, trying to put them on while they were hot. And some of the people, who were already with them, they just got looked over. So a lot of the times when we do look back and be like, what the fuck happened to them? They either just fell off because the label started fucking them over or not dealing with them. Or, they just was making them promises they couldn't keep.
A lot of favoritism.
Or, a lot of favoritism, right? A lot of or they felt like they own you and they wouldn't let you go to another label. Shit like that, and then threatening you. Like you saw when he was dunking that dude's head in the water. That was an actual radio DJ.
Hey, DJs had it. Radio DJs and DJs period had it bad back in the days. Hood table.
I wouldn't even.
They was really serious about their music being played because see, at first DJs was acting like they had all the power, which they do. You know what I mean? They spinning the music, and that's what the crowd's listening to. So when people would come up there and try to get their music played or pay them or whatever, the DJs was acting all cocky and all kind of shit. And then it got to the point where motherfuckers were just like, man, fuck these DJs. And they just started getting gangster on their ass. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought of it that way.
Well, I came from I come from like that shit. Hell yeah, man. The DJ started getting it bad. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
because you want your shit to be played. You want motherfuckers to know about you. You know what I mean? Especially if you in your city or whatnot, and you got an artist. You know what I mean? Like nigga, and you acting like you ain't finna play my shit. Shit.
Well, he showed him. I was like, hold up, 1 second, he's dunking old boy, trying to drown him in the seat. Talking about, you better play my shit, motherfucker. Then the next second, he's up there hemming up and choking up old girl. Like, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker, I guess he's that powerful. His name is Trail. A lot of these scenes in the hip hop world and stuff, they try to replicate some of the shit that happened. Like you saw how did you see the girl they had in there who looked like she was what's her name? With the braids. Shit from ATL. The Brat. Did you see that one? She had like braids in her hair, and then they had the guys who was Bone Thug and Harmony. They had the dude that looked like he was Biggie, so they try to like incorporate some of the stars in there. But we can't like really tell which character was this who was beating on somebody, which character was it. But you kind of, it don't take you too much to try to figure out what that probably was, what to call it. We always heard a lot of rumors about him beating and threatening on people. But I like how they incorporate a lot of the real time shit that was going on back then, when they was out there in the streets, because it is based off a real story. A lot of the shit is just for the dramatic effects of a TV show, which is normal. But a lot of this shit, like they say, and how they say in the beginning, some of this shit could have really happened. I love how they say that shit every show. Before the show starts, they say a lot of this shit might be for dramatic effect, but some of this shit probably really happened. We just don't know. But yeah, let me ask you about the other scene. Let me see. Okay, let me ask you about the scene. What do you think about your little sister Nikki hooking up with one of the soldiers?
It's gonna be an issue. Because dude gonna end up falling tough for her. She gonna end up falling tough for him. He's gonna end up doing something, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the business. They may want him to do something. She may want to probably get in the way of it. Like, I don't want you to do it. It's dangerous. Or he, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he done told her shit. I'm in college too, and yada, yada, yada. So, like, now they got that thing in common. That's what I think made her, you know what I'm saying, really want to give him, you know what I'm saying, the tail, because, you know what I mean? She was like, oh, shit, he ain't just no street nigga. Like, you know, he got some smarts about him and yada, yada. You feel me? And got some gangster in him. You feel me? So, kind of like what you were saying, you know, you don't want nobody that's just all just pretty and shit. You want a motherfucker to be a little rough and all that, you know what I'm saying? Handle
A little
themselves.
rough
So,
around the edges. I know he
yeah,
can whoop some ass if he had to defend me, you know.
but it's gonna be bad though. I'm thinking, you know, when I seen them, you know, do that kissing thing, and it was crazy to table you say that, because when they kiss, I was like, oh shit, man, they might fuck around and bang each other. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, here goes that one night stand
There
shit.
he goes. Oh, like, no. Do you know I was over here like, no, Nikki, don't do it.
I was like, this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, though, Hood Table is like, I get it, right? You know, people go through that shit. But it's like when you really just advertise that shit like all the time like that, that's what motherfuckers is gonna think is normal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we got on the whole Tyler Perry thing and all that type of shit. Like, if you're gonna always kind of show people, you know, they getting with each other, and yes, they got a liking for each other, and now they kissing each other, and all of a sudden they undressing each other and about to, you know what I'm saying, do the whole fucking shebang. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we really throwing out there? But I didn't mean to. Just, you know, we be having our conversations. So, you know, when I seen that part, I thought of you immediately. Like, oh man, this
All I gotta
this
say,
is what we talk about.
all I gotta say, Riggs, is Big Worm that gave her the worm. Like, I was like, don't do it, Nikki, because you know when T's baby mama, his ex-girlfriend Wanda, the one he asked to hold his money, when she was doing her hair, she said, "Are you trying to get him killed? What are you doing?" Like, the number one rule. I mean, even growing up in the hood, and my cousins who were out there in the streets and gang banging and shit, they boys knew not to try to fuck with any of us. The sisters, the cousins. I'm like, are you for real? But she was like, shit,
Not
I'm
no more, Hood Table. Not no more. But you absolutely right. That's exactly what the code was. But the way these motherfuckers move nowadays, man, you would be surprised, man. You'd be like, what?
I still can't fuck with. But you know what's funny, Riggs? One of my cousins, I love him to death. We 8 days apart. Y'all, some of y'all know exactly who it is because he will pop his head in the video real quick when we be having our barbecues and shit. But we 8 days apart, and he always think he the grown ass older cousin. But when we was growing up, he would bust heads. But he was always the one, hey, hook me up with your homegirl. Really? Why you always want to hook up with my homegirls? And he would do it. Like, even if I said nah, he would still do it. And then they come to me, yo, cousin, I don't want to hear it. Nope, nope, nope. But he would buzz heads open if it was me or his sisters getting into it with, one of his. But that. I guess that's a guy thing. They feel like, hell, we can fuck whoever we want, but y'all can't.
Yeah, the DJs did make good money, Charlie, and that's the thing. The DJs was making really, really good money, but then they started getting cocky, because then other people would be coming with money too, and they'd be like, "Nah, hell no, we don't want that y'all to play them,"
Mm-hmm.
because now you got different record label. I'm just talking about, like, kind of my areas and shit like that was going on, because now
Mm-hmm.
you got other people that are putting out music too. And like how I used to say, you know what I'm saying, in one of my streams, when it comes to this shit, you always got the money man, the motherfucker that's putting up the bread. Like, every story got that, when it come to rap music and hip hop. You got that motherfucker that's off the streets, whatever, and they putting up the bread for all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like the BMF story we seeing right now. So now you got that type of situation going on. So now these DJs, they know. So now, like, you know what I'm saying, if there's one motherfucker cashing out, talking about, yeah, man, play my shit with the woo. Other dude may see that shit, but, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he paid you, I'm gonna pay you double that shit, man. Don't play none of that shit. You feel me? And then that's how a lot of, like, rap beefs and shit done happen too. And then DJs, they just started getting their ass whooped, because it's like, nigga, what the fuck you mean you ain't finna play my shit? Like, I
And
don't
I
give a
would
fuck
have
what he gave
never
you.
like,
Man,
I
hell
was
fucking yeah, man.
like, damn, that's
Man,
the
this shit is serious. Especially when it comes to like like in your areas and shit. And like, man, look, Motherfuckers was really taking this shit really serious. You know what I'm saying? Really serious. So like, you know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker over here playing with you, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody trying to act like they ain't gonna play your shit and they in your like area and shit like that too, man, you got a motherfucking problem on your hands.
I mean, I
Facts.
guess I feel you because literally speaking, before there was all
Shout
these
out to
different
DJ Raw 2K.
mm-hmm.
That was the homie, but he know what the fuck it is. Shit, that shit was serious.
Yep. And before we got to all these different platforms, especially where you can download few music or you can get the Pandoras, different platforms. Back then, it was all about the DJ. It was all about the radio. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the clubs. What song you gonna play next? Because I do recall people in the clubs, growing up, sliding people they CDs, sliding people. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I understand. I just didn't know it was that like ruthless with the DJs. I didn't realize that. But I do know that was a lot of ways that you was getting your shit played. I mean, if it ain't on the radio, what? Most people don't buy shit unless it's on the radio, right?
Yeah, and the radio really don't know what's really hot unless it's in the clubs.
Yes.
You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? See, you got that top 10, top 40 type bullshit that the radio play, but at the same time, though, they want that hot shit. And then they go ahead and that's how you make the radio version to the song or some shit. You feel me? But they
Mm-hmm.
want what's hot in them clubs. You feel me? And as a record label, and that's what, I was a part of, we was a label. You want to get your music played. So we be
Mm-hmm.
Frisco's, Oakland's, Richmond, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas spend this shit. You feel me? Like, period. Niggas would pay whatever we got to do. But,
Yeah.
like when motherfuckers get to playing, and that's when you get to playing back. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
shit was really real deal. Like, and I don't really think people understand that shit. That's why I like watching the BMF thing. Like, hell yeah, that shit real deal. And that's why I was wondering how that shit was going to play out from them being at the awards hood table and their little altercation. There was a couple of altercations that happened that I was thinking, okay, maybe this shit's gonna be cool towards the ending of this shit. And then I pressed pause, right? And I was like, damn, we only got like fucking 2 minutes left.
Well, you know what? Tay-May is right. A lot of songs got played in the clubs because we would hear them in the clubs, right? And then, like, I don't know if they still got it like that. Like, our radio stations, it was like that a lot. But you would call into the radio station. They were like, call us and tell us what you want to hear. And so most time we requested shit, it was because we heard it in the clubs. So, yeah. But, child, I didn't want to be no DJ then. Shoot, they ran my neck in the... Mm-mm. I'd be like, okay, I'll play your shit next. Damn.
I mean, you just had to keep it G as a DJ. You feel me? Like you just had to keep it G. You know what I mean? Like if a motherfucker come at you with that shit, like, look, bro, I'm gonna play both of y'all shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't with all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, period. Other than that, you're gonna have some issues and problems. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just think you that motherfucker, but that's what it was, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you go ahead and you keep that bread. You feel me? I'll play both of y'all shit. Y'all tripping up in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was getting beat up. Shit was getting shot, smoked, all that shit, man. Like, man, fuck.
Well, I know another one of the scenes that I wanted to discuss was, well, before I get to that, I just want to say that soldier, Worm, I think he done fucked up. Like, in that TV show back in the day, what was that movie? Menace to Society, when he sat across the table and said, you done fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
I bought
fucked
the
up.
bottle of beer at 9:00.
Yeah. What time was you there at the store? Yeah, he done fucked up because the way I see it, and no, the people who follow me sometimes when I do my reviews, y'all know sometimes I be reaching, but the way I see what's gonna happen is after they done did what they did on that clean ass restaurant table, she gonna wind up pregnant. And I think T gonna break that nigga's head. Like, I think he gonna put his foot in his ass, like, for real. I hope he survived because I have a feeling she gonna get pregnant because I don't recall any condoms coming out. It was,
It's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad. I have a feeling.
And then check game. Check game on this one, hood table. This had me thinking about you too. I don't know if it was just that last episode because of our conversations, right? I don't know if it was this episode or the episode right before this one, but the little girl, the daughter got into it with the mom. Like, hold on, you over here trying to, Put all these motherfucking guidelines on me. Ain't you the one that was hella young when you got pregnant? And
And
yada yada
that's
yada.
right. She said to her
Remember, and that's when
mama,
I was
like,
telling you about that mother daughter jump off. You feel me? Like I grew up in a household where there was a mother daughter jump off. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So like, now with that, I'm like, yeah. So now she over here fucking around with dude, like you said, ain't no condom in the play. It ain't like they just gonna fuck once. You feel me? They the next day they fucking the next 2-3
oh,
hours
she
after
gonna
that
keep
they
getting that
fucking,
big
and you know what I
worm.
mean. So she gonna fuck around and get pregnant, and then the mom gonna end up throwing the same shit back. Oh, so you remember when you thought it was okay to tell me I would watch how this shit go play out? Man.
Yep. She ain't had enough of that big worm. Sure, that nigga can't
Watch
name
how
big
this shit
worm.
go play out, man.
Sure, that worm gonna get you in trouble, girl. But oh no. But oh, check this. Okay, so you know the episode when the dad, Charles, he found a new little, found a new woman, working at the restaurant, working at his
Yep.
son's restaurant. And what do you think about that scene where now he just recently met her? This is like their first or second date.
Yep.
And the ex that came through, she had already told him, I have a stalker ass ex, but he popped up on their ass, and Charles damn near killed the man. I was
All right,
like, damn.
can we go a little bit before that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what about him meeting a new woman, right? Letting the ex-wife know, hey, I want to start dating with the whoop. She start hating off the top. But look, this is where I thought was a little funny though, right? Is when she was telling him, hey, you need to, get your job back. Money's tight around this thing. You feel me? And basically, like he ain't really kind of holding his weight, but yet he meet this new chick, and he talking about, yeah, I got this nice date, fucking planned and whoop de whoop. So you got the bread to go ahead and spend on this new chick, but you ain't keeping the house right, bro. Like I thought that was a little funny, you know what I'm saying, on his part. Like
Yeah, because
I get it, you about to go on a date and whoopty whoop, but you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, if your finances ain't right, they ain't right. But now all of a sudden you willing to do whatever it is to take this, you know what I'm saying, girl out and shit, you feel me? And y'all big time, you know what I'm saying, going through it at the crib.
Because he did pawn his guitar so that their daughter could get out of jail.
To get
So
out
he
of jail.
obviously
But
ain't got no money.
now you fucking making dates though?
And not just regular old days. He taking her somewhere nice. He was
Yeah,
like,
he said, I'm taking you somewhere nice. But go ahead,
But
But now let's go to that part. I just wanted to,
yeah,
let them know about that previous shit. You feel me? That shit was wild.
it was
And
wild because
and the
when
woman was hating. And
oh
she looked
yeah,
like she got a thing for that pastor out there in Atlanta. You know what I'm
you
saying? He
know
said a couple of
what?
words to her, and it looked like, you know what I'm saying?
Clifford
Hell yeah. It looked like she was like, oh shit.
Powell. You know what? I don't know if we're gonna spin the block back on that. Later in the season. I don't know, but that would be interesting if she was to spin the block back on that. But
Man,
yeah,
oh man.
I was just tripping off of. I was like, damn, if you beat a man down like that and you only took this chick out once, I hate to see what you do to your wife if she was being disrespected. I was like, damn, you beating this nigga like he done stole something, like you know him. Like, I was like, come on, dude, you about to go to jail over a chick that you just met.
The table, I gotta kind of be a little different about that because the nigga stole on him first. And bro wasn't with no smoke. He was like, hey, brother, whoopty whoop. He was really like, brother, come on, man. And dude swung on him like he was that nigga.
That's
So
true.
fuck yeah. What the fuck you mean? And now and sometimes, when you get to getting off on somebody, bro, like, you don't sometimes you don't have no chills. There's people that be like that. You gotta hope you got a homie or something around to be able to fucking, talk you up out of that rage. You feel me? Because sometimes motherfuckers be going through shit. You gotta look, his wife be talking shit to him. You feel me? Talking shit to the kids. Look at what he deal with at home. So this nigga probably got rage in him. So the ass whooping probably really wasn't just all for him like that. This nigga was probably thinking about all kind of shit and just got to whooping the shit out this nigga. You feel me? That's why, like, when you watch these things, like you got to kind of watch what leads up to this shit. And I'm just looking at it from a male's point of view. and how like she just be getting on that nigga and just saying shit like how he said, like, man, you always want to cut deep. You feel me? And that's kind of the shit that I'm getting at. Like, like it ain't always got to be cheating and shit involved in a relationship or fucking physical abuse. It can be fucking verbal abuse, man. And it's just like sometimes that verbal shit is worse than physical. Because that shit keep replaying and motherfuckers know what to say sometimes, man. And you know what I mean? And they really trying to get you. Physical, that's just okay. You lump me up, whatever, bruise me up. I get over that. You a sucker, whatever. But when you saying that verbal shit, man, that shit that really sting, shit. So you got to think about all that. And now this nigga done stole on this nigga, and this nigga was trying to be cool. Like, bro, I ain't trying to be on that time. Now you done stole on me and shit, and you done just opened up a whole can of worms that really probably wasn't for you, brother. Go ahead.
Right. But did you think she was scared? Like she was like, "Stop! No, that's enough." But the look on her face when he stopped whooping, I was like, "Damn, I don't know if he jeopardized his relationship there," because she had this look on her face like, obviously she left an abuser, and then to see him doing that, even though he hit him first. I was like, damn, I don't know if that's gonna jeopardize his new relationship or not. But
so now look at this now, Hood Table, like just the conversation we just had with Charlie, right? So now let's go into this woman part. So now she over here screaming and shit, stop, right? But if she's saying stop because she don't want this man to be hurt, because you got to remember, previous she was telling him, hey man, he done stalked me, he done did all this to me, he done pretty much put me through the ringer, you know what I'm saying? Like I tried to prove to this man for 11 years, whatever she said, how much I loved him. Okay, key word. I tried to prove, and then whoop, and he didn't let me go. He just whatever. So now she go out on a date, right? This nigga pull up. So this is an occurring thing with this lady. Is she mad that this nigga was whooping his ass, or is she mad because she still got feelings for this nigga and was thinking, oh shit, he might kill this man, and I do love him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. Because if you a person and this motherfucker done followed you and treated you all like this and trying to make your life all a living hell, and then you got a man that you know what I'm saying. I can see you telling him to stop and shit, but then I can see you kind of comforting him afterwards. She didn't even comfort him afterwards. Like, baby, it's okay. You know what I mean? It ain't. You know what I'm saying? It was more like to me. She was looking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I kind of got feelings for this man still, and I don't want him hurt. I could be wrong.
that is another way to think about it, child.
I could be wrong.
When you talk about 11 years, I was thinking of Mary J. And you could leave me at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, that's the slap too. And she went through it with JoJo. You feel me?
Ooh, but that I was over here singing that damn song when you was like 11 years. But yeah, that could be it. Like, and you know what? We see those scenes a lot, in movies or TV shows where it seems like, this guy comes to the girl to the fence, and then she's like, no, don't hit him, please. And then next thing you know, she's soothing him and rubbing the blood off his face. And I'm like, child, I don't know. I guess we'll see
That's
next
I'm trying
show.
to tell you.
I guess we'll see next show. Is she gonna be pissed off at Charles for putting his hands on her ex? Or did she just feel sorry for her ex because she still, want to be with him?
I'm just kind of going by the storyline that she put out there. You feel me? That's what she was telling this man. Yeah, he stalked me, but I love this man. I was trying to prove to him for so many years that I loved him, and he just can't get it past. And I was cheating. You know what I mean? But sometimes people, they. I don't want to say they're that's the type of shit they like, but it almost they get used to it, and it's almost like a norm to them. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they'll say they're in a fucked up situation, get into a good situation, and still try to fuck with the fucked up situation. You feel me? Like, look at the movie Casino. I mean, like, it's just this shit is all real deal, man. I mean, these are people, man. This is like people. We all wired differently. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you never know who you fucking with, what you dealing with. Period.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. And then also I want to discuss. I got two more things I want to discuss. One of them is B Mickey. B Mickey is one of my favorite characters in the show. It started off in the beginning, the first
Which one is B
couple of seasons.
Mickey? Hood
B
table.
Mickey is the one that they made strip down to prove he wasn't playing wearing a wire.
Oh, okay, the one that's got the daughter.
The one that got the really sick daughter.
Yeah.
He
Okay. Okay.
always been
Okay.
one of my favorite characters. He was a ride or die. He was so faithful, so loyal, and then he had got caught up in some bullshit, and they had to, kick him out the family, the circle, because of
Okay.
some loyalty issues, trust issues. But with this situation that he's going through now, he's trying to get back in the folds, trying to collect money for his daughter, make money for his daughter.
Right.
That scene where Pastor Lucille, T and Meech's mother, where she
Gave him
had gave
that
him
bread.
money. Did you think that money came from that ring? Because she put in the letter it came from the church's benevolent fund.
Yeah, because she said she was gonna get at the church. You know what, Hood table? Goddamn, I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
think about that. See, I done put something out there and got you thinking. Now you done put something out there and got me thinking. I don't know, because she did that. The other lady told her to palm the ring and leave the fur alone. So
It hit me
fuck.
like it didn't hit me till like I swear like the very end of the show when I was taking my notes. I was like, she had said that money was from the benevolent fund, but we didn't ever see her go to the church and ask for the money.
They
Then
never
she
showed a
did
scene. Nope.
right, and she said that she was gonna pawn that ring. And so I wonder if that money came from that ring, but also I wonder when she had gave him that envelope. Inside that envelope, she had put a letter in there, and it basically said, "I hope that God leads you to, guide your family the right way and make the right decisions." I have a feeling something's bad going to happen to him. I
That's
don't know.
exactly what's gonna happen, Hood table.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what I thought. Because see, the message was too real, right? He was trying to get in, to get the money for his daughter. He asked the lady. The lady, kind of gave him an answer. He kind of was thinking, oh man, she full of shit. She ain't finna, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, he get this letter with some bread in there saying, "Hey, I know it ain't whatever, but it's something. But I don't want you basically to go down a wrong path. You feel me? And do some dumb shit, basically." And that's what he's doing. And when he read it, it looked like it kind of hit him like that, like fuck. So now, is he gonna still keep fucking with T and them? Yeah. Is something probably gonna end up fucking bad gonna happen and shit? Most likely. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
just because you just gotta look at, you gotta just go by what they presenting you. You feel me? Like they ain't all these hints and shit ain't for no reason, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then and she coming from a God's perspective. You feel me? A godly woman.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's like all this is all like blessings. Like what how she's putting it out there to you, brother. You feel me? So now don't go out there fucking with these niggas, man. And that's her kids. Don't go out there fucking with these niggas, man, and getting caught up in that bullshit. Do what
Yep.
you
And
got
he
to
was
do
family too.
and
He
get
was
your daughter
literally
right.
family too. Yeah. He's not her kid, but he spent a lot of time with meeting them and coming up under them. One of
Yeah,
their
but Meech and them is her kids, though.
right.
No,
He's
that's what I'm saying.
family. Yeah, she still treats him like family though. So she's still trying to kind of giving him like that motherly, pastorly advice. Like, don't Riggs, I had an eerie feeling about that letter. I had an eerie feeling like, damn.
I did too. I
Mm-mm,
did too, man.
mm-mm.
Straight up.
But yeah, so I don't know what's going to become of him. But the last thing I wanted to discuss was, damn it, that damn Jay Pusher. Whew. Jay Pusher. Now that's the one that went behind Meech and T's back, and he unloaded that airplane full of dope that was locos, and he basically
Oh, the dude that always got the chains on, the gold chains.
yes,
Yeah.
and he's a snake. He's just grimy. I don't understand why Meech don't see it. Like, I don't understand why he don't see it. Like, he went behind Meech's back and basically let off all their load and left them a couple of bricks. Like, there's a few bricks left if you want them, and so that upset T because of the fact that not only does Meech always make decisions without him, but then we got this other motherfucker, Jay Pusher, making decisions, with our shit. And so now Jay Pusher is trying to go behind their back with Loco to prove to Loco that, he don't need Meech and Jay Pusha. I mean Meech and T anymore. So what do you think as far as like that last scene where there was a plane and there was Local and there was Jay Pusha? Do you think that maybe there's a possibility that Local is going to be like, you know what? We saw you do your work. We saw you move all those a whole plane full of dope. And like, how do you think that relationship or what's going to go down between all three of them guys?
It's gonna go bad because the dude already wants to 86 Meech out of everything, and he said we can push this shit ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So just in that, you already know where his head's at. See, there was a lot of good things in that last one. I think that was all in the last one too.
Mm-hmm.
And it just for it to end like how it ended, though, I would thought there would have been a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that maybe with the situation. Okay, so there was a
Because now he's
situation.
going to take a break, right? And he's going to take like about a week or two break, and then he'll start up 5 and all that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And
Yeah. So now you got to wait.
it's like, what episode are we on? 4? I think
Yeah. So we'll be on
we on
5.
4. Okay, yeah, we on 4. So I think with the I think Meech. Now, of course, we know a lot of people who know about the history of these people. They know that eventually, Meech ended up going to prison, and so did T. He ended up going to jail. Woo, woo, woo. But I always try to review real life reality shows or TV shows in the time of the show and not in the future. So, as far as like this situation between them, I really hate that that Meech is not seeing Jay Pusha as who he is. I mean, he's a snake in the grass. And he's basically trying to get his business. He's trying to push him out the way. And T is the only one who's like, okay, this dude ain't right. Like, don't you see it? Meech is so set on creating his, music label, his artist label. He's more focused on that. And Jay Pusha knows. You remember when he told him that and Jay Pusha shook his hand? That's what's up. That's what's up. Good luck with that. And what he go and tell Local? Oh, Meech got other things on his mind. His head ain't in the game right now.
Okay. So let's go. Let's say fuck BMF, right? Let's go into some reality. That nigga fucked around with Rick Ross, knowing 50 and Rick Rock don't rock with each other. Fucked off a whole thing. Basically, glad he got his shit going right now, but fuck that off. Fucking with Rick Ross. He don't make really good decisions, man. His head don't be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping it 100.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. And we see that right there. And I don't know what's going to happen with the next episode, but Loco and then was like, we'll talk to you. We'll think it over. We'll get back to you. Like, you're gonna be missing out on that's a lot of bread. A lot of bread that you're missing out on. But yeah, it was an interesting show. I don't know. I was looking for to have Jay Pusha. I just figured by the end of this show, they be knocking heads like they've been got in a fight, something. But I don't know. I guess they slow walking this shit. I don't know. I don't know what they doing. What 50 got planned. I don't know. But I do like the storyline from the beginning, from season 1 to now. I do like the storyline. 50 Cent, I know some people don't fuck with him, but I've always fucked with 50 ever since he first came out years ago. And his TV shows, his storylines. I mean, even comparing him to, and I know a lot of people, we was talking about Tyler Perry that one day and his storylines and shit. I mean, I'm just
Yep.
comparing two big black moguls, comparing them together. With Tyler Perry might have a longer history of TV shows and plays and shit, but when it comes to 50, his shit just don't be corny. You know what I mean? It don't be like that corny slap.
Well, no,
You know
50
what
on
I'm
point.
saying?
I like
Yeah.
50 shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love the way he does his storylines, even on this real life story, this real life situation that happened where Meech ended up in prison and he just got out a couple of years ago or a year ago or so. But I like the fact that he's even if they had like a little dispute with Little Meech, and Big Meech in the situation last year Ross and everything. I thought that it was it. I thought it was gonna be over, but you know, they moving on. They still continuing the
Yeah, I'm glad they
program.
moved on.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really liking that. Now, Pastor JMZ, do you know Pastor JMZ in the chat?
Absolutely not.
I don't either. I don't think I ever seen him before. And they said drop the link. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next episode. I will be reviewing as I do every Sunday. I usually review it in the afternoons around like 1, 2 Central Time. But I will be reviewing the next episode next Sunday, of course. But one thing I'm looking forward to is finding out what's going to happen. And you can tell me what you're looking forward to. But you know the scene with Markeisha and the cop, how the brothers, you know, T, he has sent that was like how he got paid, how B Mickey got paid, right? He told him I have a job for you, and he was like, what? He said, I want you to basically follow and trail Markeisha, see if there's something up with her, because you know, after they went to that restaurant, him and
Hell
Markeisha,
yeah.
he thought that she was trying to set him up with Isaac, right? So then he was like, okay, this is what I want you to do with Hoops. I want y'all to stalk Markeisha. So then they saw her with the cops. Now, what we heard from Markeisha was, thank you so much for looking into Isaac. Because that's all it was. She just wanted to have him look into Isaac to see if he's working with the cops. But now they done took that information back to T and basically said, oh, yeah, she down there talking to her ex-husband. Or, matter of fact, he's still her husband. Her husband, Boom, who's in prison. And she's fucking around with a cop. So I'm looking forward to find out what's going to happen with Markeisha and T, because obviously from what they're going to bring back to him, he's going to feel betrayed. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But you let me know what you're looking forward to next show.
I'm just looking.
You almost made me choke on my drink. You said fuck it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just
I do like it though.
I love this show. I really do. I know somebody had tuned into my review like 2 weeks ago, and they said, "Man, Hood Tape, I'm about to watch the whole damn thing." They started all the way from season 1 and caught up, and they was like, "Yeah, I'm really liking this shit." Like, man, if y'all sleeping on BMF, y'all really don't know what y'all missing. I mean, start if you can from season 1, episode 1. And watch these brothers grow and all the shit that them and their family went through, and it's just like it's so good. I love it. It's so good. Absolutely. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna drop the link because I don't know. What you think, Riggs?
Nah, we put in work. We put in work.
All right.
I think
Okay.
it's good.
All right. All right. Well, any last minute words, Riggs, about anything? The Nelly and Ashanti or
Nah,
the
man, I think this was a good stream, man. Shout out to Charlie sliding through for real, for real. Charlie, you got to come through again, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, she adores both of us. She's like, "Oh, I would love to join you guys." I love me some Charlie too. That Charlie is my boo. She really is. I know a lot of the content she do is not geared towards B sector, but she did start out. She's like a day one of the B sector. She goes way back. She knows everything that has ever happened in the B sector. So she's been around for years. So shout out to the people again supporting me, supporting Charlie, supporting Big Rigs. I'm going to drop both of your links in the chat. I already dropped your Cash App, so if y'all want to donate to Rigs and his Cash App, please feel free to donate to Big Rigs. I would really appreciate that. And also, Charlie, let me drop her. I'm gonna drop Big Rig Slaps and Charlie's channel in here. But yeah, please support, Big Rig Slaps. Please support Charlie as well. Big Rigs, what you got planned for this week?
I'm gonna definitely go live Wednesday. I was
Okay.
thinking about going live later on tonight, but I don't know, man. It's still hella hot. Shit.
Well, let's see. It's 10 here, so it's only 8 there. When does it really cool down?
Man, the sun don't leave till about 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, y'all right on the coast, so that sounds right. What's the temp right now?
Last I checked, we were still like in the 80s, like mid 80s. So
Okay.
it won't get lower probably till about maybe midnight or so. We'll probably at least hit about a good 78, 77.
Well, if you go live, we'll be over there. Now it's 10:12 where I am, so that's still kind of within my stand up time. So, and I still got plenty in this cup. So if you do go live, hey, I'll be over there. Hey, a lot of people like to see you go live. I know you go normally on a Wednesday, and sometimes you add it like a Friday or a Saturday in there. But you do have a lot of people who love to see you come live and enjoy your shows and your
Yeah, I ain't gonna
conversation.
lie, I be kind of spooked, man. I be thinking nobody gonna show up and shit, but they
Why?
come
Why do
through.
you feel that way?
I don't know, man. Like it's still really hard for me to hit.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me just tell you this. Okay. Like in our neck of the woods in this YouTube atmosphere, one of the things that I've
Man,
noticed that I've heard that people like about your platform is that I don't know how you're gonna take this. You're I don't want to say a straight man, but you know what I'm saying. Like we don't have too many of those in this sector who are not gay. Is there a good way to say that? So I'm trying not to offend people when I say this, right? But you're one of the few over here, you know, that women feel like, it's just things that I heard. There's things that I heard, okay? Okay. So, it's cool to have a lot of, straight guys over here, we don't have too many. So to hear a perspective, to hear commentary, to hear your view on relationships, on the world, on the sector, different things like that. It's just something different that we don't have a lot of over here. I'm gonna just say it like that. I don't know what other way to say it, but I don't know if you heard that before. But
I've had people like drop down and tell me that they really like enjoy the content, appreciate me and shit, and that's hella dope, man. So I have heard, sort of some type of things like that. You know what I'm saying? Come in on like on my community wall and stuff like that, and that's what kind of like gives me the fucking motivation to go ahead and hit that like button. But it really do be hard, man, because I do not do anything that really is the norm for like the audiences that fuck with
mhm,
me. But they come through, man, and that's what I always said. If I get like 10 in my chat, man, I'm great, man. If I get over 10, man, that's like y'all giving me 100. You feel me? So like
yeah,
I'm just really thankful. And then my replays be really really dope. You know what I'm saying? I'll get like
mhm,
300, sometimes 500, maybe 800. You know what I mean? So like
mhm.
I've never gotten anything like that. So I'm appreciative of all of that shit.
Yeah, because people fuck with you. And Tay Bay, tell them, you better tell them that nice masculine voice. Like that was like one of the things I first noticed off top when I used to see you over there on Lemons. I was like, who that man over there with the laptop laying in the bed? All I saw was
Oh, that shit got me too, though, man. I came home one day and I was chilling and shit, and I think somebody was like, "Yeah, cam up" or some shit. I cammed up, but man, that shit bit me in the ass, man. Never again.
man.
It
I
was like,
was
yeah, man, who
like,
the fuck is this dude laying in the bed, all on this nigga's panel and shit? I was like, oh fuck, man.
but see, I didn't see it as that way. I was just like, he
Nah,
was
but I
fucking
got it as that way though. Motherfuckers was
cute.
on my helmet. I was like, fuck, man.
Oh, that's so funny. But
Introduction into the beef
nah,
sector.
the voice, hey, babe, it was the voice, it was the beard. Like a lot of women just like me are attracted to guys with beards and sexy voice on top of that. Trust me, there's a lot of people who enjoy you going live, Reese. There's a lot of people who fuck with you, even regardless of all that, because you just bring something different to the sector. You do, and you got this swag about yourself that a lot of us in this sector isn't used to. Not I don't want to say in real life, but just in the sector. You know what I mean? Like we're used to seeing certain type of shit and listening to a certain type of shit. And for we got somebody on here, a black man, a nice looking man, a smart, intelligent man who gets on here and can communicate, can hold a show and discuss a plethora of topics. It's just really nice. It's like a fresh breath of air, that you brought into the sector. And I know other people feel the same way. So don't. Oh, we ain't gonna forget the hair. I didn't already. I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to the child. Let me tell you something. I didn't talk to this man about his hair so often, but it's just a nice breath of fresh air. And then on top of that, Riggs, you know what else? And I'm sure Tebe can agree. You are one of very few who will cam up. I mean, cam the fuck up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm big on that for sure, for sure,
Yes.
for sure,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. And tonight we ain't cammed up. We got our reasons, but that was just today. We'll be
It's
camming
hot,
up again
y'all.
in the future. We'll be coming up again in the future. I know y'all used to us coming up, but that's one thing I like to because when I was doing shows before with people or people wanted to do shows with me, I used to hate how people didn't want to cam up. I'm like, I don't know, is there something more personal to me with people camming up? So I like
It
the fact
is
of camming.
absolutely, and that's why, like when we planned on doing this hood table, that's why I just kind of ran it across, like, hey, if possible, let's cam up on our shows, man. You know what I mean? Like everybody's used to kind of seeing people in avatar mode, which is there's no problem with that. That is what it is. But I just think when you have a show or whatnot, and people come and fuck with you or whatnot, go ahead and cam up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we really giving them a show. You know what I'm saying? So they could see
Absolutely.
our emotion, see how what I'm saying, we really get down when we saying what we say, instead of just hearing something and seeing a bubble fucking like they see tonight. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes, like I
you know
know
what I
people
mean? They can
like
really see, when we may laugh or may frown, or like they get all that. They get a real dose of what the fuck is going on. You feel me?
Yep, absolutely. And I know Tay said I never heard him right. He never had I ain't never heard Big Ribs be disrespectful, especially to no female. Never. Never. So yeah, that's definitely one thing. But yeah, when it comes to the camming up and shit, I always say I might not be the cutest bitch in the sector, but I don't mind. I ain't scared to show my face. Shit, I done showed my face in so many videos and pictures and shorts and shit like that. But it's nice to be able to look at the person who is bringing a message across to you or giving you commentary. It's just different. It's different. But yep. So other than that, anything else you got, Riggs?
No, that was about it, man. Great show, man. Shout out to everybody again that came through. Shout out to the replay gang. Every Sunday, y'all, we get down, man. One night we gonna be here on a Sunday. One night we gonna be over at my shit. So just
Mm-hmm.
y'all tune in, man. Tap in, and if y'all ever want to, spread some light on what we talking about when we drop the link, man, please come down and chop it up with us, man. Just keep it respectful. That's all I ask.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Tebe say yes. So you said you're going live. You said Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday for sure. I'm gonna go live, and then I'm probably definitely gonna go live like either Friday or Saturday. I want to get the homie John to slide back through and shit, and we just chop game and shit. So hell yeah. I want to try to give y'all at least a good like 2 nights on my own end, uh, other than our Sunday shows. You know what I'm saying? I want to try to like get a good 2 nights in with them and shit. So maybe like a Wednesday and a Friday, or a Wednesday and a Saturday.
Okay.
And then it always gives me a good chance to promote the show. Like if I do one on Friday, then I can promote the show for Sunday, or if I do it on Saturday, I can promote it for Sunday. So it's dope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what do you have like for this Wednesday? I know you said you're gonna have a special guest on there. Do you have like a certain topic that you might be discussing or
No, I wouldn't have a guest till like either Friday or Saturday. I'm trying to get John to probably slide back through. But this Wednesday, no, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. What up, Melanated? Melanated said good live.
Shout
Thank
out to
you so much.
Melanated, man. Melanated ain't no joke. Melanated be in the chat, right? But I seen
Hmm.
Melanated hit a panel and go off, man. Melanated is
Oh
dangerous, man.
Lord.
Shout out to Melanated. Shout out to Melanated, man. Off
Melanated,
top,
you
she
be
ain't
going
no
off
joke.
on the chat.
Melanated
What?
ain't no joke. I only seen it
Uh-uh.
one time, you know what I mean? But I was like, okay, Melanated, you feel me? Hell yeah. Shit, fuck around if you want to.
Oh no, I ain't heard it yet. But you know what? Shout out to Melanated. Melanated, there's a lot of people in our chat who support a lot of people. So again, we can never express enough how much we appreciate you guys for supporting our show, whether it's over here, over at Big Rigs, or the show we do together. It's well appreciated. I just want you guys to know that. Like, I just really want you guys to know that. And I also appreciate Charlie, who joined us tonight. And I just want to play our little theme song. Riz, I think I'm really gonna incorporate this. I'm gonna send you the link. I already sent you the link.
No, you didn't. Send me the link, because when we do our shows, I'm gonna definitely put that as our outro every fucking time.
Yes. But I want to play that again, y'all. Y'all better check. Who did you say better watch their you said after Charlie.
Hey, D-Ham, your fucking Taze's number.
You know what? We love you still, D-Ham.
Shout out to D-Ham, man. Hell yeah, he's so cool, man. Shout out to D-Ham.
Yeah, but yeah. So Riz, I thank you for joining us tonight. It was another great show that I believe.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Good participation, good topics. If you do go live tonight, we'll be over there, of course. And just let me know. I'll share your link too if you decide to go live. But other than that, I'm gonna I don't know if you want to drop now, if you want to wait, but I'm gonna play our song so you can drop.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop, but I'm gonna definitely be listening, man. I'm gonna take me a dab.
All right then. I will
shout out to everybody. Be good, Hood Table.
All right, you too. Talk to you later. All right, you guys, let's play our song that Charlie created for us. I just love it. It's so cute. But okay, let me go ahead and put it on the screen. Let me hit mute.
From the block to the hood table, big brick slaps and cake decorating diva, discussing local issues, national news too, encouraging y'all to like a share and subscribe. We bring the heat, keeping it real tight. From the White House to the gutter, we report right. Welcome to the show, where we break it down. From the block to the hood table, it's all around. Sexy side profile man, the one and only Big Rig Slaps in the cake decorating diva, the one and only the hood table. With news you can't use and subjects that need to be spoke. From the block to the hood, from the White House to the broke, we got many different topics and subjects. Grab your seat, get your popcorn, let's get ready. Talking about everything under the sun, from education to health, we're here to run. Engage with us, spread the word far and wide. Appreciate y'all, thank you for the support. We bring the heat, keeping it real tight. From the White House to the gutter, we report right. Welcome to the show, where we break it down. From the block to the hood table, it's all around. Sexy side profile man, the one and only Big Rig Slaps in the cake decorating diva, the one and only the hood table. With news you can use and subjects that need to be spoke. From the block to the hood, from the White House to the broke, we got many different topics and subjects. Grab your seat, get your popcorn, let's get ready.